So I'm about to do an oil change on my riding lawnmower. I try and change it at least once every season, whether it needs it or not. The oil in this still appears to be fairly clean, so it probably doesn't have to be changed. Anyway, so there's about 608 hours on this, just under 609 total. So it's probably going to put about another hour or so on it to get all this mowed. And of course, when that happens, when I'm done with that, the oil is going to be nice and warm, so it'll be a little bit better to change it. But I decided to go with some full synthetic Quaker State, not because I'm really too familiar with this brand, but because it was on sale. All right, so that's been done. Now to get it ready to change the oil, I got my container here, the oil and everything else, so get you guys set up on the tripod and be good to go. So first thing, just to get some better flowage, remove the dipstick. Now, see if I can pull this off by hand. And so it's just about done. So I'm just going to continue to let that drain out. And now we're going to get ready to pull the oil filter. I'll meet you guys right there in a minute. All right. So our cap here. Throw this back on. There we go. So I'm going to have to throw some rags under there to try and catch as much oil as possible. And I'm also going to put a small drip pan down as well. All right. Just about ready. That's actually not as much as I thought there would be. So I'm going to drain this into the container. Now, the filter that I'm replacing this with is just an automotive style filter. You guys can see it's pretty much the exact same size. And you can go ahead and wet the seal here, and this is really the easier way to do it. Doesn't really matter. Some people bulk it using old oil or used oil for the gasket seal, but it doesn't really freaking matter. Some people are just so anal retentive that they think stuff like that matters, and it really doesn't. That oil is not going into the filter, and even if it did, that's what a filter is for. I mean, this is a lawnmower, for crying out loud, and not an F1 racing engine. Just throwing that out there. So, new filter. And about hand tight is perfect. You don't need to overdo it. Definitely don't need to underdo it, so we'll check it for leaks afterwards, but I don't anticipate there's going to be much of an issue there. All right. So I've got my other funnel here, which fits in there nice and perfect. So as I showed you guys in the beginning of the video, this is Quaker State full synthetic. Really, any full synthetic oil is full synthetic oil. As long as it meets what's on the back here, that's really all that matters. Some people have a brand preference. I really don't. I normally just buy what's on sale and what I know is going to meet the requirements that the manufacturer sets. So Quaker State, Walmart, Royal Purple, whatever. Of course, there's good oils out of there that are better than the others, but as long as you regularly change your oil, the brand doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to do is put about 1.25 quarts in, and then we'll measure it, and if I'm happy with that level, we'll start it and adjust as needed. Just about 2 quarts. About 1.5 quarts. Let it set for a minute. And I doubt the camera can see that, because I can barely see it, but it looks like we're right about there. It's kind of hard to make out. So I think what I'm going to do is run it for a little bit, let everything circle around, get into the oil filter, and recheck it. Blades are off. Didn't need to add any. It's right where it should be, right at the top. So I think we'll be just fine. Now, being a synthetic oil, it is going to be a little bit lighter, or thinner I should say, than the normal conventional oil that was in this thing. So we may or may not have a leak that's allowing the oil to seep past the seals or something. I don't think I've ever ran full synthetic in this before, but it's definitely worth a shot. So that's about it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more.